A very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kenya's most comprehensive political and public governance analysis show. Definitely, I'm talking about the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. Remember, this is your go-to point on everything that is taking place in this country and across the border. I'm here with Wakili Willis Otieno. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm quite okay.
Yes.
And things are still boiling in the country.
Yes.
I can see our politicians are back on top of vehicles. The deputy president there talking in central Kenya. And of course, the other group led by Kimani Ichung'wah are also on the other side. People are talking, indeed, any particular forum that they get, and it's about politics here and there. I want us to have this conversation and see what actually this portends for the future of this particular country. But let us begin from the sorry state of affairs that actually happened within our judiciary. Of course, we lost one of the magistrates to gunshot there in the magistrate of Makadara. Of course, Makadara, the courts in Makadara therein. Do you think that this is something that can be avoided, if at all?
First, I wish to extend my condolences to the family of Ms. Kivuti and the judiciary fraternity that she had to die in such a painful manner while exercising the functions of her office. And she had nothing to do with the particular dispute between the people who appeared before her. She was just a neutral arbiter. But then that she had to meet such a painful end is quite sad. And most unfortunate about it is that she died in the hands of a person who was meant to protect her. This was in the hands of a police officer. And I had been to Makadara sometimes last year to release some of the Mandamano suspects. And one thing that struck me from the gate, I was shocked. I'd not been there for quite some time. I think the last time I was there before last year was more than 5 years ago. And I was shocked at the sorry state of that court, in the sense that right from the parking lot, there was a tent that was acting as a courtroom. And that tent was surrounded by members of the public, attending to criminal cases. And the magistrate was a young lady sitting in the middle, surrounded by all these civilians. And I was wondering what is going on here. Because I'd never known a court to be sitting in open air. And a tent. These cheap tents that you find sold in town.
Yeah.
The M-Pesa tents. That was a courtroom.
I saw them. They were very common during the COVID era.
Yes, it shocked me that that was a courtroom. I'd never seen that before in my over 15 years of, around 15 years of practice. I'd never seen a court proceeding. This was a criminal case, not even a civil case. And I felt sad. It is quite unfortunate that it has come to this. And the leadership of the judiciary, and to take a very bold position and not allow our judicial officers to serve in such kind of conditions again. This is a wake-up call. And if for nothing else, in memory of Monica, they have to protect those of the jails who are serving and don't expose them to that kind of risk that I witnessed in Makadara at that time. I must also say that Monica we were in school together, even though she was a year ahead of me. But I knew her very well. And she was a dedicated servant, in fact, a very ardent leader of the Christian Union at the university. And she did serve the Lord and the people very well in all that she was ever called to do. And I stand in solidarity with the judges and magistrates who've decided not to dispense justice this week, to call to attention the problems they are going through, so that these things can be addressed once and for all. We don't need to lose any other judicial officer. If we are not ready to provide proper courtrooms, then we are not ready for justice in this country. And that's what the Kenyan people need to know. If you care about justice, then you must provide the facilities and the infrastructure to dispense that justice. The rest we can discuss after that. But from the basic, give everybody the infrastructure.
Do you think going forth, we should not be actually allow firearms to be present in our courtroom?
The unfortunate bit in this particular instance that this judicial officer died in the hands of a policeman.
No,
I mean,
that's what is now
and,
making this thing totally complicated.
You are looking for, but the policeman was not there performing judicial duties.
Exactly.
The policeman was there as siding with the litigants in the matters before the court. So yes, we need more policemen or more security. Let me call it security. And in my take will be that maybe it's a time we need to have a serious conversation on having an independent judicial police service. I mean, judicial police unit that is under the control and command of the judiciary as an institution. And this unit should be able to perform functions of securing the courts and judicial officers, but more importantly, should also be able to perform functions of enforcing court orders. So that if I have a court order to arrest a public servant, a CS or a CEO, this judicial police unit should be able to go and arrest that person and bring them to court. So those are some of the things that we need to discuss going forward. How to ensure that our rights of access to justice is actualized and protected from threats. Somebody has said that maybe even these policemen, some of them who protect the courts, may turn their guns on our judicial officers. But I do hope that that doesn't happen. And I know the bulk of officers are well-meaning, and they've served over the years, even the judicial staff and the courts they've been assigned to, with dedication and diligence. So we are where we are, but the quest for justice must be done.
Well, may her soul rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's get political here. Wakili, the Deputy President, as I've told you, is back on the vehicle. So it's people are saying, the other side, I think I've heard people saying that it's not time to get back on top of vehicles. And this actually raises a lot of questions. But of course, he's there. He's been crying, saying how he's being mistreated, how he's being called a villager, how he's being denied several things that he's supposed to be provided with. I mean, some people term him as one person who is on a sympathy-seeking endeavor. Other people term him rogue. Are we facing, or rather seeing, a rogue Deputy President?
You know, Deputy President Gachagua's tantrums are a distraction from the people of Kenya to what we care about. In this point, on this date in our history, Kenyans care about the economy. We don't care about Rigathi Gachagua's comfort. We don't know what he's fighting with Ruto over. That's their fight. He's not fighting over the finance bill. If he stood on top of a car saying, I reject this pain that is being caused on the people of Kenya, then we could pay attention to what is the tantrums he's throwing. But as it were, he's not given us particulars. All we remember him, the other day he was telling us that he's the government of shareholders. He's put mtegos. Then, if you witnessed in Kirinyaga, he decides to try to blame Raila Odinga for their problems. I mean, where is Raila Odinga in the politics of Kenya Kwanza? He's a demagogue. You know, this needs to come out clearly.
Make me understand.
Gachagua is practicing demagoguery. That you're always looking for a scapegoat. You want a hate figure. Even when that your so-called target is not involved in what he's going through. Because he stands up to say, I abused Uhuru Kenyatta because he was working with Raila. And Ruto told me so. Now Ruto is working with Raila. Raila is the problem. Where is Raila the problem in all of this?
That is the question which I was asking. Why do you think he's actually vilifying Raila, or rather using him here as an object to unify?
No, he's a demagogue. He's trying to practice the politics of demagoguery. And we need to call Gachagua out.
Okay.
Kenyans don't have a Raila problem. Kenyans don't desire the acerbic tongue of Rigathi Gachagua at this point. What we care about is the economy. And on this day, across the entire country, from the mountain to the lake, from the ocean to the valley, every Kenyan cares about the finance bill. They want to know where every leader stands on. They want to know what interventions government is doing to alleviate the economic pain they're going through. They don't care about Rigathi Gachagua's demands to William Ruto, about his own personal comfort. The other day we saw the supplementary budget. He was asking for 400 million for his office, almost 1 billion for his office. Are they fighting over the spoils of the state? They are fighting over how to steal, how to eat our loot. They've looted the money, the two of them. They can't agree on how to eat it. Then now it stands on top of cars to try to incite members of Kikuyu community against Raila Odinga. It will not work. It may have worked for you before, but Kenyans are now the cleverer. Even Kikuyus can see through it. They're not going to buy that bullshit. Their problem is not Raila Odinga. Our problem as a country is the economy. And the economy that is superintended by William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. What has stopped Gachagua from standing up and saying, I don't support this finance bill because it is going to cause economic pain to our people. This and this and these clauses of the bill must be removed. Then we can say, now Gachagua, let's listen to you. Okay. You are talking about our issue. He's never.
So you
which day have you ever seen Rigathi Gachagua come out in public to speak about the Mwananchi issues? If he's not being divisive, he has a tongue that tastes like Lucifer's saliva. Divisive to the core.
How does Lucifer's saliva?
Acerbic. His tongue is divisive. He's insightful. He's spiteful. He's trying to incite ethnic divisions. He's a demagogue.
Okay.
So, Gachagua should be ignored in our national political discourse. If he has seen the light of day, then he must repent his sins and start speaking things that Kenyans care about. You know, me, I always told you, in our politics, I'm Jimmy Wanjigi is running it. So my competition is Rigathi Gachagua. Look at him. Look at him. If that is what Kenyans deserve as a deputy president, and I'm here, I believe Kenyans deserve better. Gachagua represents everything that a leader should not have.
Why are you saying so?
He is actually a person to be studied in political discourse on what a country does not need as a leader. Because when he has his personal problems with Ruto and Kimani Ichung'wah, his first thing is to try to create ethnic animosity, trying to incite the innocent members of the Kikuyu community against Raila Odinga. When Raila Odinga has nothing to do with that thing.
Okay.
Let him face William Ruto head on and deal with William Ruto. And as he's facing William Ruto head on, we don't care about their issues. We don't care about their fights. We will not be distracted to get involved in that fight. But the day Gachagua stands up to say, my fight with William Ruto is because of this economy. It is because of the corruption in our government. And he gives us a list of people who are stealing from us. He stands up to say, my fight with William Ruto is because of the finance bill. And he gives a list of the painful tax measures they have introduced. My fight with this government is because of tribalism and lack of merit in appointments. And he gives us a list. Then we'll say, now we can join you in the fight. Because it is now a fight about bettering the lot of the people of Kenya. I will join him.
Okay. It is not in doubt that there is bad blood between the president and his deputy. But here let's look at the Raila factor now that the deputy president brought it forth. Here we have Raila has been actually receiving delegations of visitors, those who come into the country, instead of us seeing a situation whereby they're received and seen off by the deputy president. It's Raila who is doing this. But Raila at the same time was sent by the president to actually represent him in Malawi during the state funeral of the Malawian deputy president, the one who just passed away, Honorable Chilima. So do you think that perhaps Raila being given that sort of a front seat could actually make Gachagua feel somehow threatened and sidelined and could be responsible for how he is behaving right now?
Kenyans don't care about those things. Raila himself can represent Ruto as much as he wants. I don't know if he's doing so. Gachagua can represent Ruto as much as he wants. Kenyans don't care, as we care about our economy. Because Raila representing Ruto in any function or receiving a foreign head of state or seeing off a dignitary does not add food on our plate, does not address our economic problems.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. This fight, we don't care about it. If it's a fight of red carpet between Gachagua and Raila or Mudavadi, how does that address our economic problem? And Kenyans need not to be distracted. We cannot allow ourselves to be distracted at this time. We should encourage them to fight, but our eyes are on the ball. Focus is on the finance bill and the economy. Because this economy is causing catastrophic challenges to our people.
Do you therefore agree with Kimani Ichung'wah that Gachagua is majorly talking this way because of his own self-interest?
Of course, it's own
They are not being
self-interest.
met.
It's not its own self-interest. Has he told us which part of the finance bill is bad?
He hasn't told us anything.
Has he told us that what he has asked of Ruto to do to Mwananchi and Ruto has not done?
Not yet.
So, whatever it is personal to him. He's not come out to say that it's Mwananchi issue that are making them disagree. And Ichung'wah is not any better. Even him is supporting an oppressor. He is also part of the system that is supporting an oppressor who is messing up our economy. So they are all useless. They cannot revive our economy. They are only united, and they are united in this. Let's go and raid the people's pockets. Let's steal their money from their pockets. Increase the taxes, charges, and levies. On that, they are united. Because none of them is saying we were approving the finance bill.
Okay.
So they are united in causing us pain. They are united in borrowing illegally. That one, they are united. They are united in allocating money to the offices, getting first priorities, allocations. So whatever they are not united on is how to expend the other spoils, how to share resources. So that's why I call it a personal issue.
Okay.
Between them, Ruto, Gachagua, Akina Ichung'wah. That is not our problem. In fact, they should impeach Gachagua for all we care. He should be impeached like yesterday. I don't know what they're waiting for. Because their problem is personal, and in a personal space, they can't agree. Gachagua had been talking here for the last 1 year with an asabic tongue, insulting everybody, spewing hate and division. There is sufficient grounds to impeach Gachagua.
Talk to me about this impeachment thing, because I even saw Moses Kuria tweet on X about, he just tweeted impeachment loading. I wonder who is supposed to be impeached in this case. And here you're saying that Gachagua should actually be impeached.
He should be impeached. What is the value of Rigathi Gachagua?
What he's saying is just expressing his views. What is wrong with
but
that?
those views, when he said that he's the government of shareholders, the president is a symbol of national unity.
Okay.
He stood out in public to say, this government is a government of shareholders. So nyinyi kaeni kando. Yeah, he said it. So how can that one be a symbol of national unity? He's divisive. He's actually breached the constitution. So I believe that there's sufficient grounds to impeach Rigathi Gachagua. And Kenya Kwanza should stop wasting our time discussing Gachagua on rooftops or in funerals over the weekend. They impeach him.
Okay.
Once they impeach him, as they're doing that impeachment process, as we will focus on the finance bill. That is what our interest is.
How easy do you think it will be to have him impeached?
There's sufficient grounds to impeach Gachagua. I mean, when he was speaking about government of shareholders, when he was spewing division, he alienated half of the country. Now he's alienating the other half. So who is going to speak for Gachagua? So we all agree that he's divisive. So then you remove him. Life goes on.
Okay.
I mean, who cares about Gachagua? So life will go on. Then you mean that life will stop because Gachagua is impeached?
You say that who cares about Gachagua, but the Nyeri governor actually disagrees, and he says that, look, don't just look at Gachagua as Gachagua the man. He's got 3 million votes behind him. Talk to me about how true it is that you think that Gachagua would be actually owning these 3 million votes.
I don't think he owns any vote. I don't think so.
Why?
Because if he owns those votes, then he can as well resign and go and look for them.
Don't you think his people are
If he
fully
owns
behind
the
him?
votes, he could as well just resign and go and go and look for those votes. What has stopped him? He's a politician. They were elected as a pair with Ruto. Whatever votes they got was a pair vote. I don't know which one came for Gachagua, which one came for Ruto. Because there's one ticket, there's one ballot.
The governor is saying they made Ruto the president.
I don't know. That is his statement. I cannot argue with it. What I know is there are the two of them on the ballot. If you divide their votes half-half, then maybe there's credence in saying that. But that does not mean that because he got votes, he can become a symbol of national disunity. You get? The fact that you're elected does not mean that you're now superior to the Constitution. You must still behave in a manner that is within the Constitution. But my point is this. That is their fight. It's not our fight. Our fight is the people's agenda. In their fight, we are just telling them, don't go around every weekend wasting our time here, occupying media space. Just impeach him. Remove him from office. As our fight is on the economy. You are making too much noise. You are distracting us from what we care about. We don't care about that your personal fight. You can impeach him. You can remove him. You can do whatever you want to do with him. We don't care. As we care about an economy that is leading to our people going to bed angry. We care about an economy that a graduate cannot get a job commensurate with his qualification. We care about an economy and a healthcare system that you are just one disease away from poverty. A healthcare system that when you walk into a hospital, you're not guaranteed that you'll come out. Not because the disease is not treatable, but because the system has collapsed. We care about an education system that a child who goes to school cannot get quality education just because in a public school. That teachers spend half the year on strike. The other half, you spend angry because government removed school capitation. A system that a university graduate or university student is not guaranteed of finishing his school because help has been reduced or delayed. That is what we care about. This one about Gachagua and his comfort. I'm telling you, no Kenyan cares, baby. They can give him whatever he's asking for. They can fail to give him. They can remove him. We do not care.
Being the deputy party leader of Sabina Party, I know you associate closely with the Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi, who is the party leader of this particular place. And I believe that to some extent you actually understand the politics of Central Kenya region somehow, even if not completely. But then, look at this. Gachagua is trying to throw in the Uhuru Kenyatta card, calling him their son and apologizing and trying to bring him on board. How do you think this can actually work for him or against him?
You know, Gachagua is lying on anything to survive. And if it's Uhuru is going to save him, so be it. He's trying that.
Will he? What's the possibility of Uhuru?
It will not. Uhuru has served his term, finished his political journey. He's done.
And has been declared the kingpin and spokesperson of the Kikuyu nation.
Limuru was declared the kingpin, the Mudamaki in the Limuru 2, not this last one. After being declared the Mudamaki in Limuru 2, he served as president after that. And he has finished the journey. So,
what is the outcome of Limuru 3?
I am explaining to you, you need to understand.
Okay.
Uhuru was declared as the leader in Limuru 2.
Okay.
So he finished. In Limuru 3, they didn't announce a new leader. Okay?
Sure.
So, Okinyi, let me ask you in English. He had been declared
in 2.
Yes.
Okay.
He can't be declared in 3 as the new leader.
Okay.
He's still the one who had been declared.
Okay, so he's still the leader.
So him, what he could do is just hand over.
Okay.
So in that meeting, there was no handover. I hope you understand it.
I get you.
It's not like they said, now our leader is Uhuru.
Okay, now
that had been done in the Limuru 2. Okay? So in this third one, there was no new leader to be announced. Okay?
So he was still the leader.
So he was still the leader from 2.
I now get you.
And he has now served his term as president. He's done. He's gone.
But these people are saying he's still their leader.
I am telling you, he can never get anything in this country. Uhuru cannot be a president, cannot be a governor, cannot be a deputy president. He cannot be anything. So there's no political value in Uhuru Kenyatta going forward. He can never run for any office. Him and Sonko, same WhatsApp group. He can never run for any group office. Him, Sonko, and Waititi.
So you're saying even if Gachagua decides to apologize to him and bring him on board, then there is no way that is going to help him? in his political endeavors.
It will not help him. Did that show the desperation in Gachagua? It shows how desperate he is.
Okay.
And how clueless he is.
What's the difference
He
between...
lacks vision and strategy. He lacks vision in the sense that if he was a visionary leader, just barely last year here, you were attacking Uhuru as the cause of all our problems. You're even celebrating when his family farm was being attacked. What has changed now that Uhuru is great? You tell us he was misled.
Saying he was misled, that's what he said.
So how sure are we are not being misled today? Okay, tell me, how do you know he's not being misled today to say what he's saying? See, Gachagua has confirmed to you that he's somebody who is very wimpy, can easily be misled. Yeah, he can easily be misled. That's a confirmation. And if indeed it is true he has been misled, and he confirms he was misled, then it's okay, we forgive you, but now kakando. Because by your own admission, you are a weak character who can easily be misled. Now, to avoid the country taking a political course or making certain decisions based on your actions which are informed by misleading. So get out of our political discourse.
Okay.
We need leaders who make a decision and stand by it. If Uhuru was bad last year because you're looking for the office of deputy president, this year Uhuru is good because you're being fought in your own party.
Okay.
What kind of a person are you? You're whimsical. We can't tell your front and your back. What are you? No one tells where you're going. As the Jaluos call it, he's an adagaria. He's moving, but you don't know where it's going.
Okay.
Yeah. So make a choice. Uhuru is bad, and continue on that trajectory. Uhuru is good, continue with that trajectory. But Uhuru can't be good when it serves your purposes. Then Uhuru is bad when it doesn't. So what are you? Because some of these things you are doing, they're life and death issues to people.
Okay. So you tell me, what's the difference between now the kind of agenda that your party leader, that is Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi, propagates, and the kind of agenda that the deputy president here propagates, and tell us actually what then informs whoever becomes the leader of this particular...
You cannot compare Jimmy Wanjigi with Gachagua. One is a demagogue, and that's Gachagua. Jimmy is not a tribal demagogue. Okay. Jimmy is a nationalist. He believes in the national agenda. He believes that our problem is the economy. And the economy affects all Kenyans, irrespective of their tribes. You'll never see Jimmy Wanjigi standing in Mount Kenya, speaking the way Gachagua is speaking, inciting people against Raila Odinga. He can never do that. So I believe it's even a bit disrespectful of Mr. Wanjigi to compare him with Rigathi Gachagua. They are not competing to become, he's not looking to become the head of Kikuyus. He's looking to lead this nation, a nation of 42 tribes.
But he must start from somewhere.
No. Who said? Who said you must follow the typical path of politicians? Because it has led us here. If that path was the best path, we will not be having this conversation. Kenyans have been led with that somewhere for the last 62 years. Look where we are. Are we any better than we were at independence? So, that beaten path has led us here. We had post-election violence here. We now have a collapsed economy. We have a rogue parliament that is only informed in its decision-making by bribes. It's captured. You have a president whose foreign policy we don't even know. He's almost appearing like a stooge of other presidents. Sits on another president's chair like a child with a lollipop. So that is what has led us to that. If you think that is the best for the country, they continue. Jimmy doesn't believe in that. I don't believe in that. That beaten path is not the same that we should be following. We should create our own path. Create our own trajectory that leads to politics where somebody is elected based on his content, based on his ideology, based on his true beliefs, and beliefs that benefit all Kenyans, not one section of Kenyans. Whatever economic transformation and agenda that Jimmy has, it will impact the Mijikenda, the Kamba, the Kisi, the Mkikuyu, the Kalenjin, the Luya, the Luo, across the entire country.
Okay.
Gachagua, on the other hand, is a tribal demagogue. His politics is about inciting Mount Kenya against Raila Odinga. Always creating them another enemy, when the enemy is the economy. Why can't he make Mount Kenya to see the enemy as the economy as the enemy? It's not another individual. So the day Raila is not here, what will he say? You'll create for them a new enemy, another person. We can't follow that path. In fact, that path as Fafina Party, we rejected it.
So you're saying you can
And we believe
win without having
we
the
shall
support?
win without we shall win without following that beaten path. In fact, I believe this country is going to the next election. All these MPs that have been captured, that have followed that path that you're telling us to follow, they are all going to be voted out.
Okay. Well, let's wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are with Wakili Willis. He is saying that the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, should actually be impeached. Do you believe that is the right thing to do? Well, let's wait and see what unfolds. And of course, we are keen at what is taking place in this country, and we'll be always here to update you with all that is taking place in this country and across our borders. If at all you're watching us for the first time, kindly subscribe to this channel here. Until we have this conversation again, have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okenyi.